Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 237 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit and crochet sometimes, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I'm filming this a day earlier than usual, but I'll still post it. You won't see it until the regular Saturday. I just have so many things going on Saturday. I'm just not going to have time to film on Saturday, and I've got a few free hours on Friday, so I'm going to get the filming done today. So I'm filming this on Friday the 13th. I'm not superstitious, so I don't care. I like Friday the 13th because they spook other people, I think. I'm drinking a Coke Zero today. It's almost 1 o'clock. We just finished lunch. We had leftovers from supper last night. We went out for Mexican food, had burritos. We could only eat about half of it each, so we brought it home, and that was lunch today. Anyway, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming by and checking out my channel. I'm so happy to have you here with me. If you've not yet subscribed, please do. It means the world to me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another week to see what kind of shenanigans I've been up to. I'm so happy to have you here with me week after week. And some of you day after day when I do Vlogmas or Vlogtober or do some of my other daily vlog type things. I'm so happy to have you here all the time. Appreciate it so much. And if you've not yet subscribed, why not? I'm just kidding. I would love it if you did subscribe. It means the world to me. So, it's a cold day out there today. Relatively speaking, I hear what my mom says the temperature is up in Manitoba, and I'm like, no, it's not cold. This is not cold. So, it's hovering around 30 to 34 Fahrenheit. It's cloudy, it's windy. It feels cold. I don't have to go out until this evening, so I'm happy. My mom says it's an awful lot colder there. She said with the wind chill it was about minus 30 Celsius the other day. No thank you. I'm done with that kind of weather. Anyway, so what am I wearing? I'm wearing my Penguono. I love this sweater. It's just so bright and loud and in your face. But I really like it, and it's cold enough now that I'm happy to be able to wear it. I made it using 2 strands of sport weight yarn. One strand was a bare strand. The other strand, or all the different colors, they're each different colors that I dyed myself. So it came out of that stash of sport weight yarn that I have peeking over my shoulder here between me and Olive. And I used up a bunch of these yarns. I held the bare all the way through with everything, and the rest of it I used different either scraps of sport weight or just full skeins of sport weight. And I love this sweater. I haven't worn it since last year, and now that it's cooling off enough, I'm happy to have it back out and ready to snuggle into. So and Santa came early. So if you watched my Vlogmas video on Friday, it'll be coming out this evening. You'll have seen it last night if you watched those. You'll already know what I mean when I say Santa's come early. I have some yarn to show you. Darn Black Friday sales. I'm not mad, don't worry. I'm not mad about it at all. So anyways, I've only worked on 2 projects all week, and those are both my Advent projects. One is my Freckled Whimsy sock yarn, the 24 color self-striping sock yarn. I'm consistently staying up to date with that. I might fall behind in several days when I get to the heel. Right now I'm just getting ready to start, or I've just started doing the gusset increasing, so I'm able to do the 4 to 6 rounds of play knitting each day with each of the colors. I think I have probably 4, maybe 5 days, and I'll be ready to do the heels. So hopefully I'll have some time where I can just push my way through and get the heels done so that I stay on track. My second Advent project is my Radvent cardigan, and I'm behind on that one, and I knew I would be. I didn't think I'd be able to keep up with work, life, the socks, and knit a sweater in a month or 24 days. I did not think that would at all be possible, and I'm fine with that. I'm enjoying the knit, and that's the important part. That's all I want. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. So I'm making progress on that, and I'm enjoying the process, very much enjoying the process of working on that. So the yarn for my Radvent is from a Advent calendar that I bought earlier this year. It's from Felicity Yarn Studio, and I am loving the colors in it. I really am enjoying the colors in it. But first I'll show you my Freckled Whimsy socks. So if you are working on this and you're not up to day 13 yet, by the time you see this on Saturday, you should be caught up on, hopefully caught up on your knitting as well. But in case you don't want to see what the colors look like and you're waiting for a little while before you make yours, you can look away for a few minutes. So here's what I have so far. Aren't these colors amazing? Just look at that. I absolutely love these colors. I love them so much. So I have day 13 done, and I've done a part round into day 14 already. So, but I am thoroughly enjoying this. So the foot part is finished. I'm using bare yarn for the toes. I will use it for the heels, and I'll use it for just a little bit of the top of the cuff when I get there. I am using 2.25 millimeter US size 1 Chiaogu red lace needles. I have no idea how long the cable is. It's long. It's probably longer than I need, but it's what I have. It's what I'm using. On mine, I'm doing my toe up 2 at a time sort of shorty socks, and what I'm doing, these markers on here, they mark every 10 rounds, so I know that for my size I need to do 55 rounds on the foot, then I do the gusset increasing, which adds another 20 rounds, and then it's the perfect length for my big foot for starting the heel turn and heel flap. And then I'll go 25 rounds up the leg plus 15 rounds on the cuff. And each of those I will continue doing those in color sequence until I get to the end of day 24. Then at the end of day 24, what I will do is I will switch to the bare yarn to finish off the last little bit, a last round or two, to finish up my 15 rounds of 2x2 ribbing. Then what I plan on doing is I will use the other half of the yarn, because at this point I will have used roughly 50% of my yarn, or used about 50 grams of my yarn, which is the perfect amount for me to make a pair of 2 at a time toe up sort of shorties. I will take the second, or the second half of the yarn, and I will make a second pair of 2 at a time toe up sort of shorty socks, and I will reverse the color. So when I do the second pair, whatever my last color is up at the top of the leg will become my first color at the toe. And these colors, this is what the top will look like going up to the top of the leg. Although I think I might switch it. What I did with these, which is, I don't want to call it a mistake. Oh goodness, noisy traffic today. Somebody out there with an empty trailer and it's going bunkety bunkety bonk over the bumpy road. Anyway, I'm gonna get distracted by squirrels. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the pattern is going like a dark light, dark light, dark light of each of the colors. So they're in pairs. When I caked up the skein, there was a darker bright blue first, but it wasn't a full measure of the stripe. So I started it with the light blue, not realizing at the time that it was going dark light all the way through. So what I think I will do for the second pair of socks is I might start it with the light of whatever the top one is, so that they're the same but opposite directions. Or what I might do is I might start with the dark light, and then I'll finish it with the light blue, then the darker blue at the end of the top of the leg over here. I haven't 100% decided what I'm going to do with that, but I think it'll be one or the other of those things. I might do them so that the first color here will be the bright blue, and then in reverse direction with the colors. I don't know. And this is where I was last week, where the cat marker is. So I have added, last week I had done this half. So far this week I have added these 6 colors. It should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I can count. So it was 6 days since I filmed this last. So I've added 6 stripes on here. So when you see them next Saturday, I'll have 8 stripes plus the heel done at that point. So those are my Freckled Whimsy Advent socks. I am loving being able to spend just a little bit of time each morning as I'm sipping a cup of tea, knitting the new color. I'm thoroughly enjoying that. My second project is my Radvent cardigan. And this is a project that I am doing, that I'm probably getting tangled up here. Oh boy. Oh, come on, cooperate yarn. There we go. So I'm going to get a little measure of yarn off there so it doesn't fall on the floor, and it'll probably still fall on the floor. Yeah, I'll tuck it under my arm, and then I'll drop it. So there you go, go on the floor, and then we're done with that. So here we are so far with my Radvent cardigan. So I'm doing the sleeves 2 at a time. The pattern has you do, starting with day 1 on one sleeve, you knit from one sleeve to the middle of the back, and then you knit the second sleeve and knit to the middle of the back, and then you join the middle of the back, and then you add the border on it. So I wanted it to be symmetrical. They suggest doing day 1, starting at day 1 on one sleeve and starting at day 24 or 25 on the second sleeve, and then once you get to the middle of the back, you'll have the same you'll meet with the two going in both directions. You'll meet in the middle. I wanted it to be more symmetrical, so this is how I'm doing mine. I'm doing both of the sleeves, or I'm starting both of the sleeves. I started with day 1, and then day 2, 3, and so on. I'm only on day 6, and I opened day 13 this morning as of the time I'm filming this. So I'm only halfway through my Advent 20-gram minis so far. I'm behind, and I knew I'd fall behind, and I'm fine with that. That's okay. But I am loving the subtle changes in the colors. Absolutely loving the color changes. The next color is going to a little bit more purplies, pinks and purplies, but it's been a pleasure knitting this. And I say I'm way behind schedule, but I don't think it's possible for me to knit a sweater like this in a month. I'm working, I have other obligations. We've got all the Christmassy things coming up and things to do. I need some sleep somewhere in here. House stuff, and my hands couldn't I don't think my hands could handle it. So I'm just going along at my own happy little pokey pace, and it'll eventually be finished. I'm hoping to have it done by January sometime. We'll see. But here's where we're at with day number 6. So when I saw you last week, I was down at this Christmas tree marker. So I've added a goodly amount, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's an enjoyable knit. I'll see if I still have the same opinion when I get to the part where you start working on the body portion of it, when you have to knit one row, purl one. I'm happy going around and around in circles now. Although I don't mind purling. I absolutely do not mind purling or I don't mind it at all. So we'll see once I get there. But right now, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. By the time I see you next week, I should have it done so that I'm finished the sleeve portion and I'm ready to start get into the rest of the back. It is what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought in mid-sentence. That's it. Oh my gosh. Right now I'm doing the 2 sleeves 2 at a time on one long circular needle. And I'm doing up each of the 20-gram skeins. I'm doing it up into a little cake, and then I'm taking the yarn from the inside and the outside of the cake as I knit each sleeve, so that when I get to the end of my yarn, or I get to the end of how many rows they recommend you do in the pattern, then I incorporate the next skein going from the outside and inside of the skein of yarn. Once I get to the back portion, I'm going to have to put the 2 halves on 2 needles. So what I think I'm going to do then is, again, I'll have it on 2 needles, so I will take each of the cakes, or each of the skeins, I'll cake them up, and then I will put both of them into a ball, and I will split each of the 20-gram cakes into 2 10-gram balls. And then I will have one ball for one side, one for the right, one for the left. And then I will knit with that particular color. I'll knit one side, and then I will knit the other side, and then I'll add the second color and the third color, and so on until I get to where they join up. That's the plan. That's what I think I'm going to do. I think that should work. So stay tuned. I'll probably talk about that on my Vlogmas videos once I get to that portion. And I'll talk about it again also. I should be at that point by the time I see you guys in a week. So that's all the knitting I've done this week. I was considering another cast on, and then I came back to my senses. I'm not keeping up with this now. I have 0 reason to cast on anything else. Plus I have 2 other sweaters. A woman at church asked me on Wednesday evening. She saw I was working on this sweater, and she's like, "Oh, did you finish that one of those other sweaters you were doing?" And I'm like, "No, I'm working on 3." And she just kind of looked at me and blinked a few times. So I do need to get, no, the other 2 are my mitered square and the jelly roll cardigans. The mitered square one, I'm having a rethink on whether I turn that into a cardigan or whether I do it into a wrap / kimono style something. I'm not sure if it's going to work the way I want it to as a cardigan. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do the jelly roll that way. I don't know. But I do need to get back onto those once the month progresses. And I have zero reason to cast on anything else, although there probably will be a pair of socks cast on Christmas Eve. Because you have to do that, don't you? I know a lot of people have a New Year's Eve cast on that they enjoy doing. I think I think I will probably do that. Maybe I'll open up day 25 of my advent calendar on Christmas Eve so I can cast it on. We'll see. Stay tuned. We shall see. And other than that, Santa came early. I've ordered several of the new Felici yarns from Knit Picks when they released the new ones several weeks ago. I guess it was early November. I ordered, there were 15 new colors. They had discontinued Felici and then they brought it back and they released 15 new colors. I restrained myself to ordering 7 of those colors. And I only ordered 1 each because when I use contrasting toes, heels, and a little bit on the cuff, a 50-gram skein makes me a pair of socks, and I'm good. So I only need 1 skein. And what I did with the last pair I made with Felici yarn is I put the ball into a cake and then I knit from opposite ends, like I knit from the center and the outside of the cake, and my stripes went in reverse direction. They still look like a pair. The sequence of the colors is in reverse. I don't think anyone actually notices when they look at them because they see the same 4 or 5 colors. They translate that to being a matching pair. So their Black Friday sale, I hummed and hawed and tried to decide if I wanted to order more of the Felici, the colors I didn't get. And so I put all 8 of them in my cart, and then I contemplated and hummed and hawed over it. And then the Black Friday sale came around, and most of them had gone out of stock. So I thought I let it go. Then a week later, or more than a week later, I guess, they came back and they said due to popular demand, they were going to have the 25% off sale again. So I went and looked at my cart, and all 8 of the remaining new Felici colors were all back in my cart. So sucker me, I ordered the 8. So here we have 8 new Felici colors. I have all 15 now. There might be something wrong with me. But excuse the crinkling. I should actually, instead of trying to show them all one by one, because I will end up dropping them and losing them and getting them all mixed up, I'll just show you one of them, just some random one that I pulled out. So I think this one is Frankie. Nope, Sebastian. I showed them all I will be showing them all. I've filmed them each this morning, and they will all be on my Vlogmas video that will go up this evening. So the evening of Friday the 13th of December. So if you want to see all of the colors, you can take a quick look at that video instead of me going through each of them again here. So instead of doing the same thing twice. So take a look there if you're interested to see all the different colors. And I am planning on, I should try to make 1 pair a month over the years so I can work my way through most of them. Although I do still have some from when they were having the closeout sale of the last Felici yarn before they discontinued them. So I have a lot of Felici yarn right now, and I'm happy with that. So if you want to see the Felici yarns, take a look at my video that will be going up this evening, or will have gone up Friday evening. So when you're watching this on Saturday, check back to the Vlogmas video that came up right before this video will come up. And you'll find all the video. It'll be near the beginning of it, near the beginning of the video. What else is new around here? Semester is almost done. This past week now was the final week of classes. So all of my classes are all done. And this week coming up are all the final exams. So with my 3 classes, one of them, the students have a final exam, my face-to-face class. And the other 2 classes, which are completely online, they have a paper or a group project to work on. And so I will be doing a lot of grading over the next little bit. I have a few things left from the past couple weeks that need to be graded, and then I'll get that done this weekend. And then beyond that, on Monday, the first batch of things, the students have it due the end of the day on Monday. So I'll finish grading that on Tuesday morning and get their grades submitted. Second batch of online students, their stuff is due the end of the day Tuesday. So Wednesday morning, same thing, I will finish grading their final papers, get those done, get their final grades submitted on Wednesday morning. Wednesday lunchtime, my final face-to-face class, they write their final exam in class or in the classroom. So once they're done, so they're scheduled from 12 noon until 1:50, so 10 to 2. They have almost 2 hours. It won't take that long. So as soon as they're done writing, I will get that graded and get their final grades submitted. So by the time I come home Wednesday afternoon, I will be 100% done with the fall 2024 semester. Then it's time to take a little bit of time off and then start winding up and getting organized for the new semester. I think we start the 12th or the 14th of January is when we go back to classes, whatever that second Monday is in January. I forget what date it is. So I think it's Monday the 13th of January is when classes start up again, thereabouts. So, I'm ready for a break. It'll give me some time to catch up on my Radvent cardigan. But it'll give me time to catch up on that and to get some more knitting done. And just to relax and enjoy some Christmas time. So, and I still have to do some shopping, although not a lot. We only just the husband and I exchange presents. We have no children, so we don't have to buy kids presents or for their spouses or grandchildren or any of that stuff. My immediate family, my mom and my sister, we do not exchange gifts anymore because we had to mail them back and forth from Canada to the States, and it would cost more to ship it than what the present itself was, what we paid for the present itself. So typically when I go home to visit during the summer, if I have any gifts that I bought them, I take those then. And my hubby with his family, he exchanges gifts with one of his siblings. The other 2, they stopped exchanging gifts years ago. So he has one gift to buy for his sister, and we just have gifts to buy for each other, and that's it, we're done. So we don't have a lot of Christmas shopping to do, so that's good. And I know exactly what I'm getting the hubby, so that's easy too. So beyond that, I think that's about it. I'm going to stop talking now, get the editing done. My mom and I are going to get on a video chat in about 20 minutes, so I need to finish up and get ready to talk with her. Alrighty, I will see you again, Vlogmas. I'll see you again later today, and each day again continuing to lead up to Christmas, and I will be back and film another regular podcast in a week. Alrighty, take care everyone. Now we'll see you soon. Bye.